Agency leaders are often in the weeds of running an agency. Being busy in the weeds is unscalable because when one is that busy, standard operating procedures or SOPs probably aren't at the top of one's radar. This is ironic because a poor SOP leads to an agency executive being pulled even deeper into the weeds with every new customer. That does not help with scalability or agency valuations in the long term.
There was advice that was given to me in a peer group, an exec peer group that I'm a part of. In one of the gentlemen in that group, he said, always have your systems set up in a way where you could sell your business tomorrow if the right person came knocking.
Building those systems with SOPs is incredibly important for agency delivery margins too. We've previously spoken about the hows and whys of calculating delivery margins on this channel. Now let's hear from a few successful agencies on using SOPs to fine-tune the 3 levers of delivery margins: average billable rate, average cost per hour, and utilization. All right, so number 1, average billable rate, or how efficiently does your team earn your revenue? So while you want to keep the average billable rate high, you also want to make sure that you have enough staff to deliver a quality product or service. Your SOP has to be aligned with your objective right when you build your proposals.
We are always checking on our profit and loss. We use FreshBooks as our invoicing and payment system. We're always trying to just find out, is what we are doing, are we generating profit off of it? And everything we do is based on hours. So when a client comes to us and says, how much is it to do SEO for us? We go, well, what exactly are you looking to do? And how many hours is it gonna take us to do that? And so we're pretty fair and pretty upfront. We say, okay, this is a 10-hour project, this is a 30-hour project. We just want to make sure when we're putting that proposal together for a client that we're building in enough hours that it's profitable for us and also beneficial for the client.
Another and arguably better way to boost your average billable rate is to reduce the amount of time needed to produce a product or service.
And I think for us, getting policies and procedures in place, we had none that first year. We didn't have an onboarding process. We didn't have anything streamlined as far as like delivering traffic reports, which is, we have an admin plan. So delivering those traffic reports is something we were doing manually for all of our customers every single month. And so over the last 5 years, we are policy and procedure heavy, but it has made us, we've grown, but we've been able to stay with a staff of 5 people because we've put systems in place to work smarter, not harder.
The catch? It has to be the same quality. If not, your client may ask you to reduce your price. So your SOPs have to have that technology component to help create those efficiencies.
Your greatest asset as an agency is time, right? Like you have people and time, and that's what you're selling at the end of the day. So anything that you can do to create more time that your people are able to give towards clients is a win. And so we love using technology to automate processes. So, whether it's a reporting platform like AgencyAnalytics, our social scheduling platform, which is Gain, which we love, and we've been with them forever. We really try to make sure we're always using the latest and the greatest to minimize, the time that it takes us to do things. So that's another way that we actually keep costs down, is by making sure that we're leveraging technology.
Number 2, average cost per hour looks at your total payroll cost and benefits divided by your total hours. Ideally, you want this number to be as low as possible without sacrificing the quality of your work. Generally speaking, that means an average cost per hour that is about 1/3 of your average billable rate. If your average cost per hour is higher than that, you should probably be creating SOPs that allows less experienced and therefore less expensive talent to perform more efficiently.
So the way to do it better is to really nail down your processes and figure out from a very granular level, how does this really pull together? Then document that process, put it into something that can be followed, make it as checklistable as possible, because that's where you get the level of consistency that you need in order to scale and to make sure that your quality doesn't suffer, right? Like there's a reason why pilots have checklists, because crashes were a lot more common when they were just treated as experts who knew what to do, Now with the checklists, it just gets done, and aviation safety blossomed.
However, this leaves us with an important question. How do you go about making an easy to follow SOP?
The thing that I like to do is, let's say we're coaching for a specific process. What I do is, I come up with the basics, right? Like I figure it out. Like I know what needs to be done generally. And so what I do is I just do it and talk out loud while I do it, and I record the video, right? And I might pause and go over, variations or, things to consider and things like that. But I'm not documenting anything really. I'm just saying stuff out loud while I do it. And then when the video's done, and I've completed the process, then I send the video over to the person who's going to do the thing, that I want to take over. And I make them document the process, and I want to make them make the steps and make the checklists and make the video snippets that are for that specific step. And the goal is not so that they can make it for them, right? What you're doing now is you're making this process so that when we grow and you're in charge of people doing this process, you can just hand them something and teaches them.
The third and final lever to increase your delivery margin is utilization rate. This is your delivery hours divided by your capacity. In other words, how much time is being spent on delivering your product and service compared to the amount of hours that you have on payroll. While things like sick days, vacation days, and worst of all, dead time at the office makes 100% utilization impossible, you should aim for somewhere between 60 to 80%. So where do SOPs fit in the picture? SOPs provide your employees with all the information they need to deliver a product.
Anything that you do more than once, write that thing down, create an SOP, put it in your project management solution. And we have a really robust, it's a little bit messy, but it's robust SOPs for our business. And so really anybody could step into our business and start being a strategist within 3 months, probably. And it's just because we've documented everything and there's a place for everything.
If after all this your SOPs still aren't helping, it may be that you are the problem, that you didn't document the processes properly.
Get your processes lined up, and not just product processes of actual fulfillment, but your processes of onboarding. This is how you onboard. This is the reporting. This is, when we're going to contact them. This is, those kind of things. So just map it out and don't overcomplicate it, but make sure you've put the thought in and you've got it, right? Because that's going to be essential for when it's not you doing it. Because you can remember to do a lot yourself when it's just you, but you're not going to scale with just you. And so you've got to set the stage from the beginning so that other people can do the fulfillment, other people can do the client-facing stuff, and then ultimately other people can do the sales, other people can do the stuff. The whole point of, if you're going to scale and you're going to do it fast, you got to build it so that other people can do it right away.
Although SOPs may seem like a lot of work, they are what makes the agencies viable businesses as the agency scales.
You need to stay on top of it and make sure that your team is empowered and able to modify the processes so that your processes become kind of their living document. They're always getting changed. And the people that should be updating them are the people that are doing them. And so I see a lot of people, they make the processes themselves and then they just kind of gift them to their team. And if anything needs to be changed, then it falls on them to make the changes and do it.
SOPs don't have to be perfect, and the key is to maintain an iterative motion.
It's important. That's how you build efficiency, is through those types of systems. So it's that work that's something I've been saying a lot lately is you're only going to have those magic moments, that light bulb moment, once a quarter, maybe, if you're lucky. And the rest of it is just slogging through the actual work to make that thing become a reality. And there's just no substitute for just getting on the horse and just riding and doing your best, and recognizing that something I say to the team pretty frequently is 60% of a solution is better than 50% of a solution. And we don't have to be perfect. We just have to be improving. So long as we're improving, we're going in the right direction.
So there you have it. SOPs are an underestimated tactic to improve agency delivery margins, scalability, and agency valuations. They say the best way to plant a tree is yesterday. And so it is with SOPs for scaling agencies. Now we bounce back to you. What is your experience with SOPs and have they helped your agency grow? Let us know in the comments down below. And here's another tip for you. If you want to do client reporting smarter, not harder, sign up for a free trial of AgencyAnalytics. You can find the link down in the description below. If you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and hit that bell notification button to stay updated with our future videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.